Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Terrestrial Material, where we talk about the material us terrestrials are interested in. Happy Sunday, everybody. Huh? Happy Easter Sunday, right? Boy, we got to deal with the music really fast here every single time, right? Good to see you guys. John, Rotary, Nick. Dude, thanks you guys for coming. Anybody who's not in chat that's just hanging out, dude, thanks for stopping by and have a little bit of conversation with us today. There is a lot to go over today. However, my brain today is just like melted. Dude, last night we were talking UFOs deep into the bowels of the night. Dude, I was fortunate enough to jump on Skyfire News again last night and talk to those guys, and dude, it was up until 3 a.m. for me. I felt like I was half alive. You know what I mean? Hopefully it was the good half, you know, but yeah, it was a lot of fun, dude. It kind of felt like Art Bell days, you know, where those really late nights where you're listening and talking about UFO stuff. It's so fun, man, when you can have those kind of conversations, you know. So definitely go check that out if you guys wanted to. Thanks, bro. I hope I did a good job. You know, we can always do our better, but yeah, it was a lot of fun, dude. Those guys have been cool. I can't say enough good things about it. As far as announcements are concerned, Philip Mantle is confirmed for next Sunday. Now, the time of day Sunday is a little bit up in the air. I keep looking down at chat because this is how like I'm talking to you guys, because you guys are there. I know I should probably be talking to that more, but I don't know. Yeah, so he is coming on next Sunday. Now, he mentioned in the email about the time shift, and I know Ali, Nick, you guys were talking about this on Friday. I don't know. Is it only 1 hour of a time shift? I'm not sure. So he was kind of like, oh, you know, what's that time going to be for you? So I got to figure that out. And then I'll email him back. But nevertheless, man, really, really thankful that he's coming on. And thank you for, I think it was you, Rotary, that mentioned that book to me, dude. So the book's cool. I really recommend you guys checking it out. And yeah, we'll get to have a really cool conversation about Pascagoula and everything next Sunday, dude. You guys got to be hype on that. It's going to be fucking awesome. Wow. I said F. There we go. I told you my brain's mushed. We're already out of the algorithm. I think I get one. It's like PG-13. I think I get one. 18 UK, your pod. Okay. Well, I'll have to put that down just so I have a little bit better knowledge of what's going on with that. So without too much further delay, let's go into our notes here, man, because like I said, there is a lot of stuff that's going on. Let's just jump right over to our full browser here, huh? Let's get on over here to our main screen. So this week, Ryan Graves has been back in the mix again, right? We had the clip of him that came out that showed, and we'll watch the clip, but a little bit more of the behind the scenes that happened in Mexico with these mummies, kind of how he felt about it while he was there. I mean, we know we got the text message afterwards where he was kind of disavowing the entire thing, and I get it for the PR. He doesn't really want to be involved in it. Understandable. He's got his Citizens for Safe Aerospace thing going on, so anything that could have a whiff of hoax, tomfoolery, as we should say, he probably doesn't want to be a part of, right? So there's a clip of that, and we should probably go to that one first. I think that sets it up. It's probably down lower. Now, you guys remember me complaining all like the last couple of weeks about why can't I get bookmark folders correct or have my own folders? I realized that it's just it's a throw money at it problem. So I ended up getting the what is it, like the premium or whatever the $80 is you can get for Twitter, and they give you the little check mark and all that stuff or whatever. But they allow you to actually bookmark folder, which is very, very nice, because now I don't have to like guess on where this stuff is, where my list starts and where it ends. So it's very, very helpful. However, I don't have a way to like position these the way I want. Like I wish I could reorder them. Elon, if for some strange way in hell you're watching my podcast, dude, please allow me to shift these around. That'd be very, very cool. Put them into order that I want. Because I think this clip is actually going to be more towards the beginning. Yeah, right here. So Alien Addict reposted this. I'll do an interview anywhere. I'll even do it in the bathroom, but not in front of the bodies. It's very funny. But it's coming from here from Skyfire. So good, once again, shout out to them. If you guys want to follow them on Twitter, they do the daily updates. But let's go ahead and listen and see what Ryan's talking about here, and get his real word on it.
So you can do it somewhere else. You can
Oh, can you guys not hear this very well?
You want to do it with him, just with him?
Wherever I can do it with all media, but I don't want to do it in front of the bodies.
Okay.
Oh, you know what I think it is, guys? Hold on. Yes. Okay, mistakes were made. I had the Chrome browser turned down. Okay, let's go over this clip again. Because there's subtitles here, but they kind of go away.
So you can do it somewhere else, or you cannot do it.
Whatever you want.
Okay. So
You don't want it?
do you want? No.
Okay. You want to do it with him, just with him?
Wherever I can do it with all media, but I don't want to do it in front of the bodies.
Okay.
I'll do it somewhere
I will
else,
change.
but I don't want to do
Just
it.
give me 1 second, please.
He said, I'll do it anywhere. I'm just not in front of these bodies. Dude, the interesting part of this is I tell you right now, they respected Ryan being there. And this is the one thing I will give Ryan Graves a lot of credit on, dude, is that he had no issue standing up for himself completely in this situation. He's like, look, we can do it over here, but we are not doing it for the bodies, or else you're not getting anything from me. Let's rewatch this again.
Okay. So you can do it somewhere else, or you cannot do it.
You can do it somewhere else, or you can not do it. Dude, total power move on that one. Total power move. Yeah, I know it, Tim. I want to get something. Good to see you too, Tim. Some of these are going to be a little bit lower, I think. There's not much I can do about it. But, yeah, dude, it's pretty funny.
Whatever you want.
Okay. So
He's, yeah, whatever you want. Whatever you want.
You don't want it?
do you want? No.
Okay. You want to do it with him, just with him?
Wherever I can do it with all media, but I don't want to do it.
This guy over here with the camera, this fella here, he's like, oh, over here? No, we can do it over here. This guy just wants to get his money's worth out of this thing. He's like, I got this camera, I got the suit on, man. I came down here to see everything. He's got his bag. Look at him. He's professional. He's got all his gear. He just wants to get the interview here, right?
In front of the bodies.
Okay.
I'll do it somewhere
I will
else,
change.
but I don't want to do
Just
it.
give me 1 second, please.
Yeah, just give me 1 second. I'm gonna figure it all out. So this would appear, right? And a big fascination, I guess, with this clip, which number one, I don't know why this clip is coming out now. I think this should have already came out at this point. Good to see you, Sapphire. 4 a.m. Australian time. Dude, you are a trooper. I was up till 3, so I feel your pain. A lot of the hype that's coming around this is that this makes him seem a lot more off guard, like caught off guard by these bodies, that it's not really something that he went down there with a lot of information about. But Jaime Maussan released another clip that was a little bit of an interview, kind of a, oh God, I don't want to watch. This whole thing's like 5 minutes. I didn't realize that. But he released this clip where he's essentially talking to Ryan prior to the hearing, or however you want to call it. I mean, it wasn't like an official hearing with Mexican Congress or what have you. But this shows that there was actually prior knowledge to it. So we'll catch a little bit of this for you guys.
The thing is, David Bruce said the biological remains in the hands of the Pentagon. We found these remains in Peru in 2017.
So he says, David Grush talks about biological remains. The audio is really rough because it sounds like this is audio that came right off the camera, which sucks, dude, which actually means that there is clearer audio of this. This is like what they call a scratch track. So what a lot of these interviewers will do is you'll have like your clean audio source that's separate from the camera, and then you'll just like record the audio off of the camera so that when you go into your video editor, you can line them up that way. You can mark the spot of the clean audio with the audio, and that's how you sync it, and you can rip out the old audio and you're just left with the good. So this is scratch track audio from what it sounds to me. It could be from a phone, but the lens, the camera, I don't think so. This looks like it's more from like a DSLR, but maybe there's a better audio. Anyway, I digress. Oh wait, but he says, there's biologicals that David's talked about. We found these. That's what Jaime's saying to him. So he's kind of nudging him like, hey, we got these remains here.
Investigated since then. And now we have the DNA.
We have the DNA?
The specialist from the Navy that is coming.
He looks so skeptical. Look at him looking at him. Dude, that face is like, wait, what'd you say? You've got DNA? What? Who is this guy? He looks so uncomfortable. I mean, I'll be honest, this seat doesn't really look that comfortable. Like if you were leaning back in it, it would be comfortable, maybe. But he's trying to, look proper. It's a deep chair. The back doesn't look very high. Something about these chairs, in my opinion, the chairs like this kind of suck, to be honest. They're just not comfy. But anyway, go ahead, Jaime, sorry.
He's the head of the scientific department of the Navy. He's the top scientist of the Navy. He investigated, he was also the forensic expert for the Navy for many years now. He's not.
Sorry, headphone users.
Above that, he's the one who's going to talk about these creatures that were alive 1,000 years ago. These were not from a crash. They live with people, and they were buried in a sacred place in Peru. And then we finally, the DNA is up in the cloud, in the internet. Any scientific organization will be able to investigate.
That's cool, I guess. You know, the DNA is up there, up in the cloud. Always reminds me of that intro of that song. I can't remember. God, who was it? It was Gangstar, and they're like, up in the clouds? Yeah, up in the clouds. And they're kind of talking about UFOs at the beginning of the song. But yeah, interesting enough. So he had, and we won't watch this whole thing because I don't think that's of much value here compared to everything else that we have to go over. But there was a little bit behind the scenes. Ryan does look very uncomfortable in this, man. He's definitely studying the situation. You know what I mean? Yeah. So take with it what you will. In my opinion, this looks obviously very backstagey. So it is still pre them walking out. Who knows exactly how much time this was in between. But yeah, I still think he got gotcha'd a little bit. You know, I still think he did. That's my opinion. You know, your mileage may vary. So yeah, there's the stuff with him. There was Tom DeLonge transitioning now over to T DeLonge here. He came out with another TTS Talks with Jimmy Semivan this week. It was an interesting interview. I got a link for it in the description. If you guys want to, I guess it's more of a talk. It's not really an interview, even though Semivan does do a lot of questioning for it. It's cool. It's always interesting to hear what Tom has to say. I mean, I know he's obviously really controversial, and there's a lot of controversy with To the Stars, but you know, there's always something to glean from any situation where you could get some truth or find something interesting. So I'm always going to listen to these no matter what. But Semivan essentially asks him about the phenomenon, and Tom kind of gives us like a new perspective or just like an update on how he's feeling with the phenomena, what he thinks is going on. It's kind of interesting, man. So we'll play a little bit for you guys.
Your question along those lines about non-human intelligences. You know, a lot of UAP researchers think, including Valet, that these non-human
Also, I wanted to showcase that, you know, these terms like non-human intelligence, this stuff is kind of taking over. The nomenclature is changing. I know we talked a little bit about that last week, but I always want to bring that up just to keep a good sharp eye on how this stuff changes over time. It is very, very interesting. But NHI really seems to be overtaking extraterrestrial, alien, when it comes down to a lot of deeper conversation. Obviously, those terms are still used, you know, in like a lighter conversation between, you know, people on the street or just the average viewer. But when you look into the people who are diving really deep into this stuff, the NHI terms, the NHHI, like we talked about last week with Tim Gallaudet, this is kind of what's taking over.
intelligences, maybe intelligent beings from space who have been watching our planet for thousands of years and who have intervened in human history more than once. Other researchers like Keel think that they are mostly poltergeists, and he quotes and he said, simply the juvenile delinquents and time wasters of the spirit world. I'm torn between this. I'm not quite sure which.
And that's another point I want to stop this at and go over too. I mean, it's really interesting to see a lot of the just changes in what people think the phenomena is. I'm fascinated by how, you know, even 10 years ago, it was mostly just aliens. Everyone just thought this was all extraterrestrial. And as we're seeing over time, not only is the nomenclature changing, but just the overall opinion on what the hell the phenomena is, dude. It's shifting to more this interdimensional, ghost, paranormal mix. It is cool to hear, for sure.
Which one? What do you think?
You know, I think it's the artist brain that I'm always trying to visualize how it all works. And And I think like, you know, we see 3 dimensions, but obviously physics and quantum physics, they're really trying to get us to rationalize multiple dimensions. So there's all these different types of shapes that fit into one point, you know. And so I don't really think of these intelligences coming from a different planet nor from necessarily the vacuum of space. I kind of think it's like the radio, where you can tune into any frequency and you're just in your car, and you can listen to this station or that station depending on the frequency that you're tuned into. So I kind of tend to think that like if there's all these things from the past and the future existing in the same place, just separated by frequency, they just bleed into one another. That's how my brain works on it, rather than things that are sitting here watching us from another planet or another galaxy. I'm not saying that that can't happen either, but I have a sense that like that there's things that have gotten, you know, the way I don't know, it's like when I
it is interesting. The interdimensional really is taking the center stage, which, you know, the 3-Body Problem, that series that just came out on Netflix or whatever, like a week or so ago, which is very, very good, by the way. If you guys haven't watched that, I definitely suggest watching it. The story's really good. Writing's really good. I think you guys will enjoy it. But even that's like kind of taking the place. I mean, there's still like other parts of it involved. I don't want to give spoilers, but there's a lot of that's also going on in Hollywood too.
look at this, the normal gray alien that we see on t-shirts that you see, like, you know, and on the internet, you know, like the drawing, the famous drawing, you know. When I think of these things and people's experiences with them, the only like when I get rid of everything on the table, and the only thing I have left that really seems to make sense to me is that something created these, and maybe the something that created them aren't even around anymore, and these things went off and just replicated across the universe. And
that sounds to me like AI. You know, self-replication. That's why I've been harping on AI so much lately. I mean, I used to be completely like everybody. I feel like I was like everybody else, and still a lot of other people that think it was just mainly ET. Like that was kind of the whole thing. I never really put like ghosts or any of these other things into the same pile, even though it's all considered paranormal. I haven't really viewed it that way. But AI is the weird one. Quantum computing, Chat GPT, you know, sentient AI. It's possible that it's essentially time traveling and replicating itself. I know it sounds crazy. I know it does. But at the same time, you know, like when we get into our Sora video today that I'll show you guys, you'll see that this stuff is progressing so fast. I don't think it's that crazy anymore. It's interesting.
Crazy, super far down the road. Like they've been around for so long, and their timeline is so far further along in advance that they can literally hop through time.
Yeah, it's fascinating. I mean, imagine being able to time travel, control gravity. If AI could crack gravity for us and learn and give us new physics, dude, the possibilities are insane. No doubt about it. And I have one other clip from
last question.
Last question here. Dude, listen, Jim, don't try to control my show, okay, Jim? Last question here. A lot of people have been wondering kind of I have too, been wondering what's next for TTSA or TTS at this point. You know, what's going on in the future. Tom kind of gives us a 5-year plan here. It's about a minute-long clip. And so if you guys are wondering like me, here you go.
Last question. What does your future look like? Give me a quick description of the next 5 years of your life.
Oh, okay. So so Blink's going on tour this year. Obviously, we go down to South America and Australia, like February, March, April. We go to the U.S. in the summer. We do a few things for a couple weeks in Europe after that.
Let me stop it right here really fast. Did everybody like Blink's new album? I wasn't a fan. I don't know. And I like Blink's older stuff, but I wasn't a fan. What do you guys think? Did you like Blink-182? Do you even listen to Tom DeLonge, Blink-182? I still like Angels and Airwaves. His other band is freaking amazing. But
and then I'm home, and I'm going to try direct like 2 to 3 of the films within the 2 years coming up. So after I get done touring this year, I go right into doing some movies. There might be a little bit of Blink stuff in 2025 that we're talking about, but I'm really I've been working really hard over the past 2 years to get these scripts ready and to get Monsters of California out there. And then we had the writers' strike where all the writers, and then there was a there's a director's strike, a producer. There's another strike. There's always some type of Hollywood strike where it puts everybody like just everyone's got a hold, you know. So that was about 6 to 9 months of last year, but we are now ready to do quite a lot. And
Okay, so I want to cut it right there because they start to play music that might get us killed over this thing. So yeah, he says he's been working on 2 or 3 scripts. You know, they want to get obviously some more movies done down the road. That seems to be the trajectory for To the Stars. No, you know, that seems like be like what they want to do. Unfortunately, guys, no spaceship. All right, no spaceship. But jeez, oh, Pete, that spaceship, that has been quite the hot topic, man. All right, where are we at here? So yeah, there you go. He's gonna work on some movies. Who knows what they're gonna be? There's TV series that he's bringing out. There's all sorts of stuff. I don't think he's working. I think Legendary is working on the script for Secret Machines. But yeah, you know, I always kind of wonder what's going on with that. Now, if you guys haven't heard, if you happen to live in the Portland area, Portland, Oregon, okay, and maybe you decided that you wanted to give college a shot. Maybe you didn't go. Maybe you did go to college and you said, hey, I want some more education. I want to further that out there, right? But let's further that out there with something interesting, like UFOs. So we have a story that came out this week, and here it is right here, courtesy of Skyfire here. Portland College offers new, well, hold on a second. Hold up. Back it up. Oh, and you know what, Rotary? I didn't change the ice cream shots again. Dang it, dude. I got to change that to terrestrial or just matte or terrestrial. I don't care. Sorry, dude. If that's killing you, my bad. Dude, my bad. See, I was up late and I didn't get it together. That's my fault. But anyway, it's not important at this point. But Portland College offers new course on UFOs. Local television news producer Brian Anslinger came up with the idea for the class. Anslinger has been covering UFOs for years. He's even interviewed pilot Ryan Graves, who testified to Congress during the UFO hearings. So we have this part, but what we also have, I wanted to look at, is I went and grabbed an article on this because I wanted to take like a little bit of a look here. Pull this off here. Boom. Oh, wow. This is going to blast my eyes right off my face. I'm usually running dark mode on everything, huh? So Portland Community College offers new class on UFOs. Look at these guys. They're happy. They're going to go. These are going to be your classmates, by the way. All right. This is the UFO graduating class of 2024. And you're going to get these. You're not going to wear a cap and gown. You're going to wear sunglasses. You're going to get the little headpiece with the bobblehead aliens. This is what's here. So it says offering a new niche area or studying UFOs this spring, from film to real life, UAPs, UAP government, and the media is an online class listed for non-credit in a category of study called cultural exploration. It's a pretty cultural thing here in the U.S., no? Other offerings include low-cost Hawaii travel, foreign films, waterfalls, wine tour. Oh, okay, these are just like the other things that are there. The class is the brainchild of longtime local television news producer Brian Anslinger, the executive producer of KRCW's lifestyle show Everyday Northwest. Never heard of it. Sorry. Maybe that's a local big thing there. Previously, Anslinger worked as an assistant news director and executive producer at KATU TV. Have you guys ever heard of this guy? Am I just really out of the loop and I should know this guy? I don't know him. I have been looking at the subject for a long time and different aspects of it. I thought, gosh, if you see what's happening on Capitol Hill or read headlines, I don't know how to make sense of what's actually going on. So, well, yeah, I mean, nobody really does, but yeah, so he's offering this program, dude. The course is going to run from April 18th to May 23rd. Students will study the testimony of government and military insiders about UAPs, examine the coverage of UAPs in mainstream media, social media, films, and television. Dude, seems like a cool class, huh? I mean, for sure, only take it as an elective, though, right? I mean, I don't think you want to major in ufology. You know, I mean, talk about never paying your student loans back, right? There's no money like that. Who are you going to ask for a job with the ufology degree, huh? I don't know, dude. But yeah, if you want to go learn more about UFOs and you're in the Portland area and you want to get a plaque, Maybe they'll give you a plaque or something. Maybe they'll give you, hey, I graduated. They should probably do a fun one, right? Like a fun little diploma, you know? So yeah, that's new. You never seen him before the story? Yeah, I don't know. I mean, there's so many new people since at the minimal 2017 that have came into the topic. It's hard to keep it straight. You know, it's no offense. It's just there's a sea of people that are around. So yeah, I wouldn't recommend majoring in it, but definitely interesting. All right, now we're going to get into a little bit more of the meat and potatoes here from the week from Congress. There's a little bit of follow-up on the Langley and some of the drone incursions, or if you're Gillibrand, you say attacks and then maybe stumble on yourself and go back to incursions again. So there's a little bit of that. So I want to start off with Tim Kaine, where he talks about this. God, there is so much, guys, to go through. We're probably going to go over the hour today. There's nothing I can do about it. I try to keep the show packed into 1 hour, but it might just go over today. There's just so much. So here it is. Thank you. Shout out to Matt Laszlo, Ask a Poll. Every week we shout these guys out because, dude, they're right there on the floor, man. They're going after all the news for us. So we got to go after this. So we're going to play a little bit of this audio. And he's talking to Tim Kaine, Senator Tim Kaine. He's part of the Armed Services Committee. I think in the beginning of this clip, there's a little bit of extra talk, and then it gets to it, and we'll go.
Hey there. How are you, sir?
Good. What's up?
What do you do? Are you satisfied with the response you got to the UAPs around Langley?
Yeah. I mean, in terms of full forthcoming information and a plan of action, yes. But I think there's a lot of work to be done. I think there's a lot of work to be done.
In a classified setting, did they at least tell you that they know what it was, or is there still mystery?
I don't think I can get into that.
So he's asking him, essentially saying, hey, you know, Tim's saying, I'm happy with kind of what's getting done with it, but, you know, they're not willing to talk about in an unclassified setting what's really going on with that, which I understand. I mean, if they feel like there's some national security implications there and it ends up being, you know, drone incursions and not UFOs, UAP, like a lot of people have been, I feel like, and even myself, I've been trying to understand the exact tie-in to like the typical UFO talk with this kind of story. But it's mostly that I feel like most people feel that there's like a hole in our defense and that this is kind of an exploitation that's being used, these drone swarms. But I mean, I still am on the board and or on the side of, and I think we'll see a little bit more as this goes on, that we're handling it, you know, that I don't think it's as big of a deal for that. However, UAPs are UAPs, so I guess, you know, we're going to go over it, but we'll let him continue.
I don't think I can get into that. I think what I can say is that, you know, we have pretty clear rules of engagement. If someone would try to fly a drone against U.S. troops overseas, we would know what to do. But when you're on domestic soil and you've got, you know, houses nearby, and, you know, it's not like you're going to shoot something down on a base near a residential neighborhood. So
that makes sense to me. So he's saying, look, you know, it just depends on where these are happening. It's not about whether or not we can defend against them. It's just like how we want to handle them depending on where they are. I mean, if they're in a war zone or in an active military zone, they kind of have the script written for how they're going to deal with that. But when they get out into residential areas, that's where things kind of get messy. And I think the clip last week where, and I can't remember what general was talking about it, but he had a lot of stars on him. So he's obviously a pretty important guy. That's also the vibe that I got from him, that we could handle it. It's just that when you're in these residential areas, man, it's different, right? It's different. They have to kind of come up with a strategy for it, but it doesn't mean that they can't handle it.
Thought about how to do base protection against UAS threats domestically is not developed as it is in theaters of war. So, okay, we need to grapple with that. And then we have to grapple with the same thing. We have U.S. bases in foreign nations where we're like Rota, Spain. Well, okay, well, what if something were to happen there? You know, it's on Spanish soil. What would the Spaniards allow? So I think thinking about how to deal with these when you're not in a theater of hostilities, there just hadn't been a lot of kind of doctrinal thought about it. And you know, if it's at home, you're talking about DHS, you're talking about the FBI, You're talking about the base commander, you're talking about the DOD. So you got to get a lot of stakeholders involved. And I think the stakeholders are involved, but they're sorting through these kind of domestic questions.
Yeah, I think that does it. I think point proven there. I guess, point taken. Yeah, so I mean they're working on it, they're working on a plan for that, but they seem to be not concerned. He doesn't sound phased to me. He doesn't sound worried. I don't get that vibe from Tim Kaine. Now, I will say this, Gillibrand's side of this that we'll go over next, hers is a little bit different. I get a little bit different of a vibe from her on this, which is I mean, more than interesting. And I think maybe she slipped up, or once again, forgive me, I got to find it here because they're I can't sort these. Okay. So Gillibrand U.S. lacks ability to detect all of these, or all these craft around U.S. bases and nuclear sites. Okay. So what's interesting is Intelligence, Armed Service Committee, similar situation here, but the take feels different. Oh God, that's loud. I'm killing you guys with these. Laszlo, these clips are usually quieter than this.
Did you see that Joint Chiefs of Staff letter last May warning about, or on UAPs, the kind of, who's alerting?
I don't remember what it said. I imagine I saw it, but I think they're most worried about the safety for pilots and domain awareness around bases and around nuclear sites. It's essential that we have full domain awareness in our most specialized, most top secret locations. We don't want spying by adversaries. And so we hadn't developed the technology or the ability to detect all these items. And there's been a couple of drone attacks that are concerning. So
she says there's a couple of drone attacks that seem concerning.
Attacks?
What?
Attacks or surveillance?
It's not the right word. It's not, I know.
That's not the right word. I don't know. See, that's an interesting part of it to me, though. Do you think she would really make that kind of a slip up, like on purpose? I don't know. It seems like that was an accident. That she maybe was going throughout her day, maybe she had her mind something on somewhere else and wasn't as focused on what she was saying and slipped up and set attacks. Because Laszlo corrects her. Well, I guess not corrects her, but he almost like gives her. He's leading a little bit with what I feel like Matt hears her maybe not getting exactly what she wants, and he kind of gives her the word. I wish he would just leave it for her and not do that. Maybe like let her just say what she's going to say and maybe not give her a little bit of a lead here.
So you're right. Drone attack isn't the right word, but drone incursions.
See, he gives her the word incursions. Look, I mean, I'm not a journalist. I can't really critique him and tell him how to do it. But if it was me, all I'm saying if it was me, I would let her sit there and drown for a second. Let her find the word. Let her correct it herself. I wouldn't want to help her at all. Because she has a pause right here. This may seem silly to some of you guys, like what I'm bringing up here, but I think it is important, man. I mean, these are the people that we are really looking to right now to kind of maybe break some information out or at least stay involved on a progressive route towards, getting us some more information, maybe getting into these skiffs, getting a subcommittee put together. So it's good to kind of critique these people and get more of an idea of where their heads are.
I know. So you're right. Drone attack isn't the right word, but drone
Incursion.
Drone, and then he says incursion.
Incursions that are disturbing and need to be known and seen and be able to be taken down.
Yeah.
So we had that. We had some hearings on it already.
Yeah. Interesting.
Yeah. So interesting enough. She seemed a lot more concerned than Tim Kaine, and I think that was a big reason why I wanted to play this clip, because it does show that there is different feelings that are going on for sure. Let me look at this next one. I mean, like, I guess to wrap that up though, overall, I'm not concerned. I think they're going to handle it, dude. Whatever's going on, whatever's going on. Some people think that these are actually I'm assuming this is what people think, that they think those are actually like UFOs, like aliens or the phenomena that's swarming around. I don't know if I could go that far yet, but it's probably something to look at and to stay on top of. I'll try to follow it best I can for you guys. So the next thing here was Moskowitz. And the interesting thing with him is he hasn't even read the error report yet. So, and we found, that last week, I'm trying to remember off the top of my head now who it was. But there was another person that hadn't read the error report. That was pretty important. I'm just blanking on the name right now, but he said he was waiting for the classified version. So he's like, hey, look, I don't even want this, this pleb version, this common folk version of this report. We're going to wait for the good one. So this is only about 2 minutes long. It's pretty cool. And we'll hear what Moskowitz has to say. Obviously, Oversight and Accountability Committee, Congressional UAP Caucus. Jared Moskowitz. This is the guy who wears the shorter guy, which I could say that because I'm a shorter guy, there's no shade. But he's got like the Nikes, the high top shoes with the suits. He's got a lot of style. I mean, look, I respect it. It's pretty cool. I've never been a dress clothes guy. I mean, what you're seeing in me right now is not only what I lay around in, but dude, I'll roll around as much as I can in a hoodie and a hat, dude. So that's just who I am. So I get that whole style. But play the clip, Matt, will you? Oh God, I'm gonna blow your ears again. Every time I think I'm done here, I'm gonna go back.
I've been doing this for 18 years, like different levels. And I can't tell you when it happened, but I eventually got to a point, I think it was probably during COVID. I eventually got to a point where I decided I just don't care about it anymore. I'm just gonna do what I think is right and. Come on.
This is the clip that has the lead in. Yeah, the first 20 seconds here is nothing. So avoid that. We're getting right into it.
Since that new Arrow report dropped.
Which one?
The declassified one.
Yeah. I gotta be honest, I haven't read it yet.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
I gotta be honest, I haven't read it yet. dude, we gotta listen to his. Listen to the way he sells that again, man. I love that.
Since that new Arrow report dropped.
Which one?
The declassified one.
Yeah. I gotta be honest, I haven't read it yet.
Yeah.
It's like last week. It was like, I don't know about David Grush.
Yeah.
Okay.
What do you
Yeah.
make of Arrow these days?
Well, we don't know.
Yeah.
Right. I mean, we really don't know. I mean, look, the stuff they put on the website when they established that website, I thought was very important. But I'm still waiting for leadership to grant the subcommittee. I signed that letter.
Yeah.
But I didn't see the latest report. But now that you said that, I'll read it on the plane.
He'll read it on the plane. It's like a what do you want to say? Like an action star thing, We got the documents. I don't have any time. We'll read them on the plane.
Between the U.S. military and contractors these days.
I mean, how would I conjure it? I mean, our issue is not affecting that.
But is it the realization of the military-industrial complex?
We don't know. I mean, like, I'm serious. What was Donald Rumsfeld's famous quote?
Yeah.
Right. There are many unknown unknowns. Right. I mean, we don't know.
Because that's where I'm curious if some of these SAPs could be hidden contract.
Well, that's what the belief is.
Yeah.
Right. That's what some of the thought is. But again, we have whistleblowers coming forward, but there's no concrete information.
Yeah, whistleblowers coming forward, no concrete information. Actually, let me keep playing the clips. I think he's going to make my point for me.
I'm curious on this. What's your relationship with Rubio? Because I'm curious if Senate intel has been read in a little
It's
bit
good.
more.
Well, no, he's way more read in than I am.
That's what I'm saying. I think they have information you don't.
Yeah, well, Harry Reid.
Yeah.
Right? Chuck Schumer.
Rubio.
He's like Harry Reid, Chuck Schumer. Ever heard of him?
Think about it. Harry Reid, Chuck Schumer, Marco Rubio, these are not insignificant senators, right, who have been following this issue. So, but I got to go vote.
Do it.
Yeah, big names. Yeah, no concrete evidence. Yeah, I mean, I hear him on that. Hammer home. That's why they need the select committee. But at the same time, it's like, I point this out that there are people a part of the UAP caucus that are very clued in. Like Luna's very clued in. Burchett is very kind of tuned in. I guess tuned in is maybe a better way to put it. How you doing, John? Good to see you, buddy. P Adventures is in the house. Happy Easter, dude. those people are kind of clued in. He seems a little bit distracted. No, I mean, God, that Arrow report came out what, like 2 weeks ago, and God Almighty, dude. I think he's got access to the. I don't like talking out of my ass sometimes. I try not to do that, but I think he would have access to looking at the classified report, right? Maybe not. Maybe that would just be top boys. I don't know. I'll have to double check on that. But he would have to. I would assume he would have to. But he hasn't even said that. If he has access to that, he hasn't even read that. It's like, man, you kind of want to know that they got the fire raging over there and that they're continuing on. So there are some. I mean, I'm sure it's not going to be 100% from those guys. They're all people too. They're humans too. But we keep up on them over here, on the terrestrial material. We're trying to find out what's really going on. We do have one more clip here from Luna. We have a take. Let me find it. Where's she at here? This is going to be an interesting clip too, boys. You're going to like this little aviary section here when we get to it. Little teaser, as they say. While we're on our way, let's just stop because this is just a little bit of a moment here. The Event Horizon Telescope has captured the first image of a supermassive black hole, Sagittarius A, in polarized light. That's pretty dope, huh? I like that. Eddie Bravo would say it's all fake, dude. That looks so CGI, bro. Still a cool photo. Remember we had that photo of the black hole? What was that, like 2 years ago? And you could see it. This is like a zoomed in, souped up, ultra version. Let me see where Luna's at. Where is Luna? Huh? Is this her right here? This is her. She got the red coat. She's styling on him. So this is a portion. So she's going to give her take on the military-industrial complex and the Pentagon oversight. So like, are SAPs hidden inside of contractor programs, right? So we're going to get a little bit of a take from her here. It's definitely interesting. I love how he keeps these to like 2 minutes, man. It's so killer.
Do you have any thoughts on the motion to vacate?
I haven't seen it being introduced yet.
Oh, yeah. Did you see that Joint Chiefs of Staff memo on UAPs?
I have not yet.
It's interesting that it goes to that level.
I've told you guys.
I just gave her credit for being on the case, and then we go to the clip and she's saying she's not. Damn it. Come on now. You're making a fool out of me, Luna.
I think that there is absolutely, without a doubt, something there, and I think the level of pushback that we get is pretty obvious, and so I look forward to being able to hopefully get something seriously considered for the next Congress in regards to an actual committee, because I think it should be investigated. And you guys can see there's a ton of bipartisan support. But I'm at the point where I'm also we have a lot of information coming to our offices, so being able to sift through what's accurate, what's disinformation, I think that that's incredibly important. So we're making sure that we're not putting out wrong information or false information to discredit the movement.
Yeah, so she definitely wants to pay attention to the details. This is big. This is good. This is what you want to hear. If you're going to look to these people to try to push the topic forward here and see what's going on, that's the kind of stuff you want to hear. That's important. It seems small, but I'm telling you, man, that this is the good stuff that seems like it's not, but it is.
Could you describe the relationship between the Pentagon and the contracting industry? Are they, have we seen the wedding like Eisenhower foreshadowed of the military-industrial complex?
I think it's very evident that there's not enough oversight and that we have to make sure that we're, staying.
Yeah, there's definitely not enough oversight. I agree with her on that, 100%. There definitely needs to be more.
100%.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm making sure that these weirdos.
You have a day job? What kind of last question?
Yeah.
Are you worried? Could it be that the SAPs that Russ brought up are hidden in the contract?
Well, and that's exactly why we need more oversight. Sorry.
So that's I'm telling you, the clips just keep getting better and better as you continue to listen to them. He's asking, is it possible that what Grush is saying is buried into these contractors? And she's saying, yeah, that's why we need more oversight. That's why they're looking into it. This is what's big. If Grush isn't, I'm not just playing these clips, man. I mean, I'm telling you, there's a reason. If Grush is not going to go to Arrow for whatever his reason being, okay? Reason regardless, that doesn't make a difference. This is how you're going to be able to get to some of that information, maybe without him having to talk. I am doing everything I can, guys, every week to try to find a way around Grush in all of these buzzwords, all these celebrities, all these people. Like, is there a way? Like, if Grush never comes out at the end of the year and says, hey, these are the programs, if he never goes to Arrow, if the 40 whistleblowers don't ever come out, September, October, November, dude, where are we going to be? I don't have a good answer for you. It doesn't look great. I don't mean to be a grim reaper of any of this stuff. I can only tell you what I think, man. So I am really hunting the best I can to find something that can lead us to the end of the year of maybe having a bit more information than where we stood at the start of the year. Shouldn't that be everyone's goal? Shouldn't that be the goal here? I don't know. Man. I think it's important. So we'll continue the clip. My speech is over. I'll get off my damn soapbox already. Thanks for being in here, Tony. Nah, she's nobody. Because she's nobody. Go ahead. I'll play it.
It's all good.
On right now. Oh God, there's always some guy in the background who just has to be on TV, has to be on the mic. He's going to be the guy screaming into the mic when we're trying to get the information from Luna. I mean, how rude.
Because you guys don't feel like you have it.
Yeah, well, you guys know that they've denied us access. Yeah. So, I mean, we again need more people involved, but there's a ton going up on.
Well, they've denied you access, Luna, and a lot of that's because you don't. They do need more powers. They do. Let's not get it twisted here. I mean, this is why they're trying to get the select committee. I mean, they do need more. They didn't deny Gates. I mean, Gates kind of went in there, threw his weight around a little bit, and got to see that photo at Eglin Air Force Base. So there is a little bit of a procedure that can be involved. But yeah. It says, Gabs, thought you did a great analysis of the error report when it came out. Got to cut out now. See you later, guys. Later. Hey, Gabs, man, that's so cool, man. Thank you, dude. I try, brother. I'm just I'm a simple 34-year-old, and I'm not a journalist, dude. So the love is cool, man. It makes it worth it. Staying up and going over that thing and trying to put two words together and put one foot in front of the other means a lot, bro. I really appreciate it, dude. All right. Yeah. Where are we at in this thing here? God, you get a little comment like that, man. Not that I need the comments, not that I'm asking for them, but I'm just saying when somebody does say something nice you've never met before, that's cool, dude. Appreciate you guys.
Up here, so we have to just make sure that we stay focused on it and that we continue our support for it.
Have you ever talked to Rubio about it? I have not
been able to talk to anyone in the Senate. I think I've told you guys that, but we've not really been able to.
Have you requested it?
That's not helpful. She needs to be able to talk to people in the Senate. Rubio, seeing the head chair. What was his name again? Boy, I tell you, I do have trouble with names over time with stuff. If I see a face, if I know a face, I know it forever. I can see you once, maybe twice. And if it was 10, 15 years down the road and maybe you got a little bit more of a beard, you got a hat on, dude, I can just see that it's you. Moody, what's up? Good to see you again, dude. Happy Easter to you as well, bro. Happy Easter. No, you haven't missed the aviary talk. We're coming to that. We're coming to that. We're just wrapping up the meat and potatoes. Some people might find some of this congressional stuff boring. Maybe, but I don't. I don't think you guys do either because you keep coming here. Unless you're gluttons for punishment and you just like the abuse. Which, hey, some people are into that. But, this is what happens when I have not as much sleep. A 5 espresso shot. We get a little bit more of an upbeat, a little bit more wacky terrestrial material here in the morning. Okay, 10 seconds. God, I've just been talking too much. We'll go ahead.
We've reached out to see what we can find from different staffers and whatnot, but yeah, we'd be happy to sit down and have a meeting with all of them.
Okay, she'd be happy to sit down and have a meeting. Yeah, me too. Let me get in on that meeting, huh? Let me get in on that meeting. Oh boy. Could you imagine getting to sit down in one of those skiffs, or getting to sit down with a gang of 8 and the UAP caucus getting in there and having this conversation? Dude, to be a fly on the wall. Man, oh man. No matter what you think of these people or what have you, it'd be awesome, dude. Okay. Next on the docket here. There's no way we're gonna be under an hour. We're gonna probably be probably 90 minutes today, guys. Michael Flynn. This is a quick little take here, but Michael Flynn, this is an interesting take here. We got a little bio on him too. You know what? We'll do we'll do the bio first. We'll give you guys, because I didn't really know who this guy was at the start of this whole thing. So maybe we'll pop up his bio really fast just to make sure that we're clear on who this guy really is. Okay. So LTG, God, I feel stupid about this. Is that Lieutenant General? Does that make sense? Dude, that probably doesn't make sense, right? It probably doesn't. LTG, Michael Flynn, USA, July 2012, August 2014. But Lieutenant General Michael Flynn graduated from the University of Rhode Island in 81. Commissioned as second lieutenant in military intelligence. His first assignment was a paratrooper of the 82nd Airborne. You guys can't read this. Good Lord. You guys can't read this. Okay. Oh, God, look how it stretches him. That's terrible. He got skinny real quick there, huh? He's already a skinny guy, but there you go. Paratrooper, Fort Bragg, North Carolina. Since then, he has served in a variety of command and staff positions to include commander of the 313th Military Intelligence Battalion. So look, this guy is not a lightweight, huh? Definitely not a lightweight. He most recently served as the Assistant Director of National Intelligence for Partner Engagement before becoming the DIA Director on July 24th, 2012. DIA Director. Wow. So he's up there, okay? So you can understand why someone like him, who is saying things like he's about to say, would be rather interesting, no? Let's play the clip.
This is our problem, is that we have this extraterrestrial government that is running our lives in this country. And, when you talk about people like Biden or Obama, even those guys, Obama's benefited. I mean, Obama never had a job in his life. And he's
never had a job in his life. He probably had a job. Dude, is this confirmation of the reptilians here running the planet? At least the government. Let's play this clip again, man. This is interesting. No,
this is our problem, is that we have this extraterrestrial government that is running our lives in this country. And, when you talk about people like Biden or Obama, even those guys, Obama's benefited. I mean, Obama never had a job in his life, and he's a multimillionaire. Give me a break,
So, yeah, I mean, this is a wild thing to say, right? I mean, true or not, this is more than interesting for this guy. I mean, a former DIA director, to say that we're being ran by an extraterrestrial government. Holy. Now, excuse me. I tried to find whether or not, because look at this background. I think it says like deliver the truth, whatever the cost. I'm kind of filling in the blanks here behind him. And it says Flynn, and he's got the graphics. He's got the, the crosshair and the flag and everything like that, right? So I'm assuming he has a podcast? Does anybody know, does he have a podcast, or is he kind of out and about talking? I don't know. I looked, I couldn't find it, but it just seems very official. He's got the microphone there. I would assume that he's got something, or maybe he just goes on so many shows that he just said, hey, I don't want to look like I'm just in a room with a treadmill and a flag and, some video game and an old YouTube channel sign. I don't want to look like that guy. Maybe he doesn't want to look like me. So he's trying to go above and beyond with the professionalism. But yeah, I mean, we've heard people in government talk about stuff like this before. I mean, not exactly that we're being run by like an extraterrestrial government, but you see people in positions of power, You know, Obama, it's interesting he even brings him up in this clip, is Obama even said, hey, there's stuff in the sky that we don't know exactly what's going on, right? So, I mean, John Podesta was big into the topic, and we've seen people, I mean, Bill Clinton, the Clintons, they were really interested in UFOs. You have a lot of people in higher positions of power throughout the time that, you know, maybe more behind the scenes, if you talk to them, they would maybe concur, possibly. I mean, he seems like he's not worried about talking about, you know, his full beliefs in public, where Obama and the Clintons, they might be a little bit more behind the scenes. You would get more out of them, but not as outspoken, maybe. I knew I'd get there at some point. This guy is an outlier, Jeff. Yeah, man. I mean, that's a crazy clip now. So, and I don't think he misspoke, man. I think this guy believes that. He looks very no nonsense to me. I mean, most military guys look no nonsense, right? A lot of them do, but it's very no nonsense. You know, I was gonna go over this clip. I kind of went back and forth on whether or not I was going to talk about this. You guys probably don't even know who this guy is here on the bottom right. This is Hassan Piker. He's a big Twitch streamer. He talks a lot about politics and things like that. But essentially, like, he calls David Grush a crackhead and, you know, some crackpot theories, essentially. I mean, we can play the clip. The only reason why I bookmarked it is I think that this is kind of, for people who are not into the topic, that are more like into live streaming, and then the people who are, let me rephrase all of that. For a lot of kids nowadays, like in their late teens to even all the way to early 30s, they watch people like him. Okay. So if you're wondering kind of what more information is getting out to more of those younger generation and stuff like that, it's takes like this. Like, these are the kind of takes that they're getting. We'll play it. Hell with it. We've already spent enough time on it.
The testimony of Major David Grush. This was a planned demolition. What are you saying, dude? Yeah, dude, they planned to fucking blow up a key part of the infrastructure that connects like two fucking parts of the...
And they're talking about the bridge that got hit in Baltimore, obviously. But yeah, go ahead.
Of this city. Yeah, they did that on purpose. Because of some fucking crackhead UFO conspiracy guy that's like giving testimony on aliens. Yeah, I think that's not the reason. It wasn't an accident. It was orchestrated.
Yeah, so I mean, this is, you know, that take, I think that ends up going places. Like, it has weight with some of these people because, like, these kids listen, you know? This is where they're getting a lot of their news. This is where they're getting a lot of their opinions, the younger generation, man. Wow, I guess I'm still a part of the younger generation. I can't say that, can I? 34? Maybe it just feels weird to say that finally. I guess I've said it before, but I don't know. For some reason, that's hitting me kind of different today in the way I'm saying that. But yeah, if you're wondering kind of what the 20-year-olds are hearing, because I mean, widely, the demographic is in this topic is what, like, mid-30s and then onward. So that's the kind of stuff that's going around. But that's enough of that. I don't know. There's a little bit of a drama take there that's out there. We've delayed this long enough. We'll go to the let's go to the aviary, huh? I'm gonna jump a little bit. I'm gonna jump ahead of two stories here that I wanted to do, and we'll go into the aviary here. Let me find the original. Okay. So Grant Cameron here tweets, they said it all started at a cheap motel many moons ago, aviarymovie.com. So there's an aviary movie that's coming out, which is pretty cool. Who isn't going to watch that? Now, a lot of people are probably wondering who the aviary are. You know, what were they all about? So I think I enjoy describing things, but you know what's also fun is to watch other people describe these things. So let's see what Richard Doty has to say about the aviary, right? Take it away, Doty.
Today, we're going to discuss the aviary. It's the unofficial UFO working group. It was formed in the late 1970s. It's a small group consisting of U.S. government officials with high security clearances. Everyone within the aviary were government employees with a security clearance. The object of this group was to coordinate data regarding UFOs, or UAPs they call them now, and ET contacts. Everything that we knew, or everything that we wanted to know regarding UFOs was filtered through various government agencies back then.
Dirty Doty. Moody, you're funny, bro. Yeah. I mean, Doty is not really someone I'm telling you guys to go trust at all, but he does a good job of explaining this.
Primarily the Defense Intelligence Agency. But we were an unofficial working group that was trying to put one foot ahead of the other and keep track of the information that was being collected. And we also wanted to form an alliance with the MJ-12 group, working either alongside them or working with them.
Very interesting, right? Very interesting. Yeah, I mean, I have a link to this entire video that kind of goes over the aviary and breaks it down. It's not obviously to like a trailer. This isn't like a trailer for the movie that's coming out or anything like that. This was just a clip that I found last night that gave a really good synopsis of the aviary. And there's a lot of names that are involved. They're bird names. I think Kit Green had a name. Richard Doty had a name for it. Had a bird name. I can't remember off the top of my head, dude. There's so much lore to this. But there are a lot of people that would want to know more about this. So yeah, there's a movie that's coming out. We could click the link, right? Should we click the link? I can't lie to you, I never clicked this. We don't know where the hell we're about to go. Element 115 Productions. Oh wait, so wait, Grant is executive producing this? Michael I'm gonna pronounce this horrible. Facciolo? Okay, so a passionate UFO researcher uncovers tantalizing clues hinting at a vast government cover-up of extraterrestrials. Zoom in, hashtag zoom in, Matt. Extraterrestrial encounters led by cryptic invitation to a clandestine base in New Mexico. He gains access to classified 44-page document detailing government involvement since Roswell 1947. Further investigation reveals the Aviary. Dun dun dun. A secretive group of individuals with bird code names holding insider knowledge within the military intelligence. Though clandestine meetings, they exchange information on reverse engineered alien tech, recovered bodies, and government complicity. With stakes escalating, he navigates a treacherous path of deception to uncover humanity's most guarded secret. So it's going to be entertaining, without a doubt. Dude, Grant's, we were fortunate enough to interview Grant on this channel. If you guys go back, probably 3 or 4 months ago, I think it was, we had, a good 2.5 hour conversation with Grant Cameron. He was awesome, man. A lot of fun to talk to. Very entertaining. I love his work. It is great. So if you guys are interested in going over this and watching the Aviary movie, go follow Grant Cameron on Twitter. I'm sure since he's producing it, he's going to continue to give you updates on that. And also, there is going to be a little bit of a teaser here. Grant says, just talk to Michael Facciolo about having a trailer for the Aviary UFO disclosure documentary ready for the Contact at Sea Alaska cruise in September. If you want to go on a cruise, you're going to get the trailer. He said yes, even though interviews will still be going on. So you're going to get a trailer in September, probably behind the doors there or behind the anchor. Does that make sense? It's on the ship, but I'm sure it probably won't be out much later than September, when it kind of goes open at that point. If it's a rough trailer, maybe they take like another month or two, but then you'll be able to get the trailer and that'll be interesting. So yeah. Who wouldn't want to watch that, dude? Yeah, I'd definitely be down on that. So there you go, Avery. There's your Aviary, Moody. You didn't miss out. By discussing the old Aviary, which Doty was a part of, DD is hiding in plain sight his new Aviary Mark II. Interesting. Tony says, if they so secret, why do they know about it? Yeah. So we obviously do our Sora video of the week. I didn't do the Sora video of the week at the start of this because this is a big one, and this is a big step forward, I think, for Sora AI. And before we play the Sora AI video today, we get an answer for whether or not the audio comes along with it. Spoiler a little bit, we get an answer on that, which it does. But what I learned this week is that the Sora AI is not open to the public. Like, you can't just go access this and start making these videos. I did not know that. I'm assuming at some point it will be, and I'm sure that it'll be behind some sort of paywall. I don't know if they're going to do like subscription for it. They might, but I wouldn't also be surprised if they did like an opening, just drop one-time fee for it. Kind of like how the old video editing software used to be. Like when I bought Avid in like 2013, I had to pay $1,000 for the program. I had to buy it, which was a whole nightmare in and of itself. I bought it on a Sunday night. The charge went screwy, and thankfully they PayPal went in there and hooked me up. PayPal is awesome, by the way, so I thank Elon for that. But you didn't have access to it. But let's play the clip. Enough of me talking. Wow, ladies and gentlemen, dude, my mind every week is continually blown by this. I can't believe we're already at this point. When did Sora officially come out? Like 4 or 5 months ago, if that we really started to get these clips. We're already to these videos. I mean, yeah, it's a minute and a half, but we have transition. Actually, we'll play this while we'll kill the sound while I'm commenting on this here. But look at this. We have transitions. We have really good motion cuts here. These are nice. Look at that. That's smooth. Right into the bike. We've got titling already put in there. I mean, these are big. This stuff takes time, dude. I mean, you have to go in there and actually add all that stuff in yourself. And then it's picking, obviously, the fonts. It's creating everything for you. It's got the shot selection. These are great shots, by the way. And that's the other thing I will note, too, is that the cinematography is good. It's really good. Dude, this is a cool shot of this bike. Both of these shots are cool. That's awesome. And now you guys are going to lose a little bit of the top of the frame because obviously I'd cut this thing down to take the top of the browser out. But yeah, the framing is very good. The audio is really nice. It's clean. It tells the story. It's getting there, man. Wild. The balloon is very funny. The balloon head. All the cactus. Look at the detail. The old joke from Bethesda in the Fallout games, 16 times the detail. But it's there, right? Ah, it's so cool. It even knows, look, this is the little thing too that I like. It knows when it cuts to the close-up here, it's that really slow movement of the camera on the close-up. Really, really accentuates the shot. God, it's cool. These behind. Yeah, look at, I was talking about cutting on the motion, right? So like this is a really good example right here of how like creative that this thing is watch how it moves from shot to shot to shot here of each of the outfits. It's very, very cool. So it's there, boom, that's lined up with the next one, lined up with the next one. Like it's not perfect. Like it's not perfect how you see some advertisements that they kind of just go boom, 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 and it's perfect in a row. But it's damn close. It's damn close, man. I mean, and it takes like advantage of all sorts of lenses, right? You got some fisheye lenses here, some super wide lenses. I'm a film guy too, guys, a big time. So if you haven't noticed, This stuff is like amazing, man. To me, this is amazing because I've had the pleasure of working with not like people that are known, but like just people that are talented with cameras and work like that. And it's hard to get this stuff. Like that's not like everyone always thinks it's really easy, but it's not. Oh God, look at the. I'm sorry, I'm kind of fangirling over this video, man. That's a really cool shot too. And look, you know, this is actually a good point too. I'm gonna bring up. So look at this shot, okay? Back in the day, to get a shot like this, you used to have to have a helicopter, right? A lot of money to run a helicopter, dude. A lot of money, permits, things that are involved. And now we say to ourselves, oh, well, now this is like a typical drone shot. Now all you need is a drone. You know, it was so easy now, right? The barrier for entry is low. Now you don't even need a fucking drone anymore. You don't even need a drone. Look at this, dude. It's going to do it for you. Can you imagine the UFO videos you're going to have? Could you imagine? Wow. Oh, you got to love having a cat in there. Yeah, okay. I'm done fangirling over it. I love it, dude. It's so interesting, man, to see what's going to happen. Where are we going to be in 5 years? It almost seems silly to say 5 years. Why not just say 1 year? Where are we going to be in a year? God almighty, it's crazy. So we got that. We do have a little bit of, we have an update from last week. We were talking about, we showed the clip of James Fox where he was going over how he's got all these interviews with whistleblowers who have knowledge, and that they didn't talk about the classified stuff on camera, but you know, he's got all this, and we were kind of asking, where is this footage? What is he waiting for? Now I think we know kind of what he's waiting for. James Fox says, I'm in the edit room working on the last 7 minutes rough cut of the new documentary, The Program, and wanted to share a brief, that's a great name. I'll give him that. It's a great name. Wanted to share a brief statement from Tim Burchett as he and a handful of others continue to fight for government transparency on UFOs. Now, look, James is controversial. Okay. He's controversial for me because I just wanted to put the stuff out. Like, I just want proof really bad at this point. So I'm not a big fan of this 1995 whistleblower disclosure kind of process that he's going about it. I don't have anything against people making money, but the information in this topic, if there's some groundbreaking shit we're talking about here, it needs to just be out to the people. We don't need to be sitting around right now. I mean, the topic is in a really slow spot, and it's not looking great. And you know, holding everything back for money, it sucks, man. I can't say anything other than that. And it's not like it's the first time. I do think James Fox is one of the bigger abusers of this process of kind of holding back information for money. Probably only second to Greer. Rotary, another Corbell. Yeah. And to be honest, man, like how do you not have that opinion? You know, how do you not have the opinion where you're just like, you guys have to just put this stuff out? Like, you got to be like, I don't want to pay for it. I don't want to pay for it, not because I don't want to give the guy money, not because I don't want his time. His time isn't valuable. It's not. It's just that, dude, we've been waiting so long. You know, it just sucks to hear I got to sit behind this thing. And then knowing that we're probably not going to get really anything groundbreaking from this, right? I mean, any real, like, how do I say it? Like, any real earth-shattering disclosure information it's not going to come out in a documentary. It's just not, unfortunately. So it's like you're waiting for more information, but then you got to kind of keep your expectations in a reasonable area. I don't know. It's rough. Anyway, we'll play this little clip here.
Certain unacknowledged special access programs appear to be operating outside congressional oversight, including the Gang of Eight. What are we doing about this? Is this allowed under the Constitution?
I don't know if it's allowed or not until we slap their little fat hand. Congress needs to, though, assert their role as the country's checkbook or government's checkbook and start looking at these departments that are withholding things and just run a red line through them, just get rid of them. It's clear to me that they are obstructing not justice, just the truth. They just continue the disinformation.
Yeah, interesting. So yeah, I mean, we've kind of heard Burchett talk about this stuff in the past, and look, I understand the idea too that I'm sure James Fox has, which is he probably wants it to look as professional as possible, and he probably wants the stuff to be taken serious that way. But I don't know. I think that if you really wanted to make some progress, you don't have to have it look perfect. We are just in an age of like, look at YouTube streams out there. You know, we're not CNN. You know, I'm a guy sitting in a freaking room, dude, you know, talking about this stuff. You know, we don't have like the craziest transitions and like the craziest thing around. I mean, let's ask Conor McGregor. Conor McGregor, do we have the most polished stream of all time?
No.
Okay, so no. I mean, we're working on it. You know, I'm not trying to down myself. I mean, we're working on it, and things get better. But I don't think that the presentation itself, you know, the look, all of that is really dependent on people taking it serious. Like, people want information nowadays more than anything. So to get to my point here, he could take these interviews that he's doing and just post them one at a time. You know, if he wants to throw them into an editor and fix the audio, dude, you can do all that, but don't sit on that stuff for a year. Don't polish it that much. Let's get it out. Let's get it moving. And because I think that stuff does encourage, even though I don't think it's going to give us a smoking gun, what I do think that it does is it does get people in Congress to be a bit more interested, excuse me. And that sets that fire. And I'd rather have that motivation now than 6 months from now, when the motivation is going to dwindle from them because the election and everything is going crazy, right? Don't we want all the pressure that we can build to be at the beginning of this year as close as we can? That's my thing. Why do we have to sit? The waiting, it's not only just about being impatient. It's about timing. You know that's what Connor said. Timing beats power, and power beats speed. Or timing, or God, I'm gonna whatever. Forget the quote. I started it and I screwed it up. So this is coming. If you wanted to know where is all that stuff he's been promising or things he said for me a year ago, yeah, just wait for it. Just wait. You know, just be patient. Stop complaining. It's coming. Okay, last couple of things here. There is a long deep fake here of Lex Friedman talking, and this is all CGI completely, or not CGI, but it's all AI driven, and he's kind of talking, doing his intro. This was another clip I was gonna show you guys. It's pretty cool. This is coming from a different one. Oh, and by the way, this is a good point to make if you are interested in the AI stuff. And this is Argle AI. You see this? Argle. Let me zoom in a little bit again. It always takes me out of my zoom. I don't like that. So this video is a clone version of Lex Friedman clone with Argle AI model. Pretty interesting. Everyone should tell their family that a video can no longer be trusted. Dude, yeah, you're right. A video can no longer be trusted, certainly. However, I'll let this play for a second here, not with the audio, because I don't think that's the important part that I want to show you guys. It's still not perfect, right? His mouth looks a little bit weird. His movement's still not perfect. The twitches, like how he's kind of a bobblehead. He bobbles around a little bit. That's unnatural. So it's not perfect, but they're moving, guys. They're moving. They're damn well gonna make it. They're damn well gonna make it, for sure. Oh, you guys want me to play the whole thing? What are we at? Hour 20? Yeah, we got 10 minutes. We got plenty of time. We'll play the whole thing. We'll run some audio. Lex isn't gonna care.
This video was entirely generated by the deep fake model of Argle AI. It allows you to generate videos of yourself in any language in less than 2 minutes. You can also translate your production at the speed of light and distribute your content worldwide. This video was entirely generated by the deep fake model of Argle.
Okay. Well, and I'll tell you this, I'll make one more comment on this. If you're someone like Joe Rogan, this is something that we can all look forward to, because if you like Joe Rogan, you know, unfortunately, I think we could all say we don't hope any harm on anybody, but none of us live forever, right? There'll be a day where Joe Rogan isn't around. And I'm sure that people will want more conversations. I mean, who knows who's going to be important in the next 100 years? But there might be people that look back and say, hey, in 100 years from now, this person's really interesting. What if we could have brought Joe Rogan 100 years in the future? They could have had a conversation. You know, we've said that about a few different people. What if Einstein could sit down with Joe Rogan and have a conversation? They're going to compile enough of these conversations, enough of his personality. And they probably already have enough now to just create the Joe Rogan experience forever. You know, Joe Rogan Infinity. He never really has to end. And you could, actually put somebody in the seat there in front of him, and, they might make a robotic Joe Rogan. You never know. I mean, Boston Dynamics might be able to get a little something going. And maybe that's what living forever is all about, Maybe you don't move your consciousness to AI. Maybe AI clones your consciousness figuratively clones it because it just knows you so much. It's gathered so much information. It's pretty interesting. So I have to see down the road how that all turns out. Okay, last couple of things. I already talked about 3-Body Problem. Definitely go check that out on Netflix. If you're a fan of Fred Durst, Fred Durst, man, and Billy Corgan, Smashing Pumpkins, as well as Limp Bizkit, they're going to do a UFO podcast. Interesting enough. Don't know where it is. We don't know the name of it, but it's coming. So yeah, I'll check it out. I don't know how much these guys are really into UFOs, Billy Corgan's had some, he talked about his experience on Howard Stern, where he was mentioning, I'm trying to remember right, where he's seen someone shapeshift in front of him. I think he said he's seen it more than once too. So I'm sure there's going to be, talk of stuff like that. I don't know if Fred Durst has got an experience at all. Not that I've ever heard of, but if he's got one, it'd be cool. I mean, to me, it's no surprise that we have musicians that would want to talk about UFOs and, possibly experiences and stuff like that. There is a lot of interesting evidence that shows that there's a lot of connection between the phenomenon and musicians. We talked about that in our video that we did when we were talking about, celebrities and UFOs. Like, the music thing is big. Tony said, what if my parents aren't around anymore? How do I manage all bills and stuff? Yeah, how do I manage a funeral? Dude, you're talking, that's scary stuff to talk about right there. No doubt about it. So that's there. Last thing is I posted a poll. Look at Snowden here. If we are hiding them, I couldn't find anything. If it's hidden, and it could be hidden, it's hidden really damn well from people on the inside. Yeah, we need a Snowden, guys. We definitely need a Snowden. But I did this poll here, and we'll go over here. God, I wish we had, there's only a couple things that I think would be really cool about having like a ton of followers, right? Is you could make these polls and just get a real temperature check on the whole community and see where everybody's at, right? So in this poll, if you look over here on the right, government will only release one forever. Which do you choose? Craft or bodies? I thought this was interesting, man. We were talking about like why people feel the need that they have to have the government come out and kind of confirm and give us disclosure, and why do we need them to tell us what's really going on? I think there are some people that don't. I mean, I know that my sighting was good enough for me to feel that I don't need them to tell me what's going on. It would be nice for them to kind of come in and confirm it. You know what I'm saying? But I think a lot of that's because of the technology. I think at the end of the day, and this was the point of the poll I was trying to make, is, and then, we got 8 people in here on it. So we got a few people, but I do find it interesting that even in a tiny sample size like this, I am going to cherry pick the data a little bit, just for fun. But everyone's choosing, like, the majority is choosing craft, because I think at the end of the day, that's really what people want. I think people really want the craft. I think people want the technology. That's why they're turning to the government. I think life in the universe is interesting to us, but if I'm going to be honest, I think as long as if we had contact with an extraterrestrial civilization or whatever the phenomena is, if we had like a physical contact, we were talking to them, as long as we found that they were nice and that they weren't hostile, I think we probably wouldn't care to talk to them much more. You know, we might even just like take the craft and be like, oh, okay, they seem cool, and either see you later, maybe try to kill them, kick them out. You know, we're always this way. I mean, it's from like a moment to the next. I think people are just that much into the technology that the majority of people, now obviously scientists are going to want the bodies. And I know you're saying, dude, they're going to want to study the bodies. They're going to I get that. But I'm saying the average person would just find something that they didn't like about them and just want the technology and boot them out the door. I don't know. So I think that's really what it's all about, man. I think that people are just really, really interested in the tech. Way more than the aliens. And that's what I wanted to know. Dude, you know what would have been, imagine if we'd have got like 100,000 votes on that. Oh man, that would have been fucking great to know. So yeah. Last thing, God, you know, did I say like, share, and subscribe in the beginning? I hope I did. You know, that's kind of the whole thing for this week. Obviously, like, share, subscribe. I do want to plug Alien Addict here in about an hour and a half. Obviously, really great friends. They're going to be interviewing Red Panda Koala on their channel. So I'm going to go ahead and post the link for that YouTube show in the chat. There it is. I'm even going to click it just to make sure. Yeah, there it is. So put a nice little plug here. Alien Addict, Red Panda Koala. That's going to be a cool conversation. Go check that out today if you have time. I know people are doing the Easter thing, but even if you can't make it live, watch it back on the replay, man. That always helps. That big time helps. And obviously Alien Addict and everybody are close friends. So we want to make sure that you guys support people who are, I think, having great conversations that are doing really interesting work. So that's there for you. Let me get to my outro music here, huh? You know, usually I skip over to back to the main screen for the ending here because I gotta pull up the music and get everything going here at the end. But have a really great Sunday, everybody. Okay, whether you celebrate Easter in whatever way that you do it. Thank you guys for coming and hanging out. Don't forget, next week we're gonna have Philip Mantle, so we might not do the news. We're probably just gonna talk to him. Maybe I'll do the news on a different day. It's possible. But yeah, thank you guys for coming. Like, share, subscribe. Have a great rest of your day. We'll see ya.